We're here to talk about a comedy. So first up, I'd like to bring on stage someone with a very big business card, Amy Powell. Amy is the president of Insurge Pictures, Paramount Digital Entertainment, and she also heads up interactive media and marketing for the studio. Followed by special guest, Anna Robertson, head of Yahoo Studios, and Kelly Train, who is the US Director of Digital Investment for PhD. And we're going to mix things up. We're actually going to go right to the video since it's a video summit. So if you can hear me backstage, roll video.
This season on Burning Love. Julie, the last time you were here, you were competing for the guy. This time, the guys are competing for you. How does that feel?
Feels a lot better. My plan for tonight is just to hang out with as many guys as possible and to not go to any of my dark places.
What about a bunch of adults making puppets is dumb?
Oh my god, are you okay?
You poisoned him!
She took the lamp and he left.
Hey Simon, there's a public restroom down that way.
That was like a merry thing.
Time for the box ceremony.
It's very important to me as a human being to give people the benefit of the doubt.
I'd love to hold your box.
Thank you. Can you just slap my ass?
It's hard not to feel jealous. You are my best friend.
I feel pretty sure that this time when I fall in love, it's gonna last forever. Finding true love.
True love. Great. So that video is actually from the second season of Burning Love, which recently premiered on Yahoo Screen. At the same time, the first season of Burning Love premiered on E! So on this panel, you have different points of view in the video ecosystem. You've got a content producer who's also a marketer, a distributor who's a marketer, a advertiser who marketer, lots of brands involved, and a consultancy firm. So the first question is for Amy. Boy, that mic sounds loud to me up here. So Paramount's been in the content business for 100 years, certainly known for film, also gaming, digital, as we see here, and as of yesterday, you're back in the TV business.
Right.
So how does Paramount approach developing content for different platforms, and how did Burning Love originate?
So we've been trying to look at content as being screen agnostic. The division I run is called Insurge Pictures. The label was born out of the Paranormal Activity franchise. So that was a small micro-budget film, which we acquired for $15,000. It went on to make $100 million. And each of the subsequent installments of the franchise have also made $100 million. And that sort of spurred this idea to us of how can we look at movies, digital content, television as being simply content that we're developing, and then let's find a screen that makes the most sense. So other movies that we produced were the Justin Bieber movie, The Devil Inside, all movies that have sort of an idea that's social and viral, that we know when we go to distribute the movie will have good social hooks to market the movie, and the idea for the IP is really going hand in hand with the marketing and distribution strategy. So the idea for Burning Love came to us from Ben Stiller's company, which is Red Hour Productions, and it's really a spoof of The Bachelor. The season 2 materials that you just saw are obviously a spoof of The Bachelorette, and we thought it was just such fun content to be able to spoof since The Bachelor and Bachelorette have been on for, I don't know, 10 years, I'm guessing, I don't know. And the idea to be able to spoof it online seemed like something that would be inherently social and just innately viral. And working with our good friends at Yahoo and PhD respectively, we were able to take an idea that was really just a germ of an idea, distribute it worldwide, and get great view numbers through our team and partners at Yahoo. And then working with PhD on seasons 2 and 3, we were able to actually look at product integration in a whole new light. And what Kelly and her team have done is just revolutionary in this space.
I agree. Anna, you get pitched, as head of Yahoo Studios, you get pitched by content creators, all day. What attracted you to Burning Love, and how did Burning Love fit into your original programming strategy?
Yeah, I mean, when Paramount brought Burning Love to us, it was really a no-brainer. I mean, comedy, first and foremost, is huge online, especially with a younger audience, and we've really been looking to be sort of a taste-making comedy destination. So comedy was sort of the first ingredient, and then reality is something that Yahoo users care a lot about. Through our insights, we're able to see that Yahoo users come to the site and they look for what happened on The Bachelor last night or what happened on American Idol. So we really loved the idea of kind of reshaping the reality format in this really fun and innovative way. And then obviously, working with Ben Stiller's production company and the amazing talent that Paramount and Red Hour brought to the table, it was just a no-brainer for us. Right.
Kelly, a lot of people here have read about what Amy just alluded to, the historic deal that PhD, Paramount, and Yahoo struck for Burning Love seasons 2 and 3, in which you and your brands committed to all the sponsorship, media integration opportunities for those 2 seasons. That was a pretty bold move. Can you tell us how that deal came together? And I'm sure a lot of people in this audience would want to know, how did you sell it through to your brands?
A little bit of a hope and a prayer. It was a really fast-moving idea that came to us from Paramount with Red Hour and Yahoo. And we loved the show. I think that was the first part that made it easiest, is the first season had already come out. People were familiar with it, they knew the people in it, and so that made it much easier. Selling it to clients was a little hard. We had about a 2-week period from when we saw the opportunity to actually signing with Yahoo and Paramount, so not a lot of time. We really went in at the idea that we're actually going to prove that you are platform agnostic, that you are going to be online and a great content, then you're going to reverse syndicate to TV, and that's really where our clients grabbed onto it, and they saw kind of the extra pieces to it. We have 11 clients participating in terms of the media buy, and 1 client with 2 brands who actually fully integrated into both seasons. So it was pretty exciting for us.
Great. And the Adweek article that came out a couple weeks ago, Amy and I were in the room when this happened, and your response on that of your CEO were like immediate. There was like obviously just sparked. Don't you agree, Amy?
Yeah, no, I mean, and kudos to the team at MediaLink for helping architect this whole deal as well. So thank you to you and Michael Casson. Kelly and Monica Caro at the PhD team, to their credit, I mean, I've never worked with a team who just said, I love it, let's take it off the table, and I'm just going to sell it in. I mean, the sort of willingness to take such a risky move was greatly appreciated by us, but also it just goes to show what market leaders they are and what sort of innovative thinkers they are, to just recognize the opportunity and seize it and leverage it for their brands is really a testament to their own creativity in this space.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just kind of showed where we were going to kind of take it forward. I mean, when they brought it to us, it was not for take it all. It was, what do you think?
That's
Maybe
true.
you want to be one of these sponsors. We're meeting with other agencies. And literally, Monica and I looked at each other and said, can you take it off, as people were walking out of the meeting? And I think it really did show that PhD was ready to stand up and not just say it, but to do it.
Right. And it didn't hurt that you had a great relationship with the Yahoo sales team as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've worked with them for years.
Right.
The Yahoo sales team has been awesome. Justin Spagnoli actually is the one who helped broker it, and he's worked really closely with Amy's team. And it's just been a great, smooth as it could be, process. We did learn places that we would do it better next time, but I think ultimately it really was a whole group that came together in a very quick time.
And we should talk about the integrations, because
Yes.
Kelly had, not to seize your...
No, go for it.
Kelly had the idea of Breathe Right and Tums. So we literally had Ben Stiller in the second seasons, 2 and 3. You saw quick shots of, there's Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd's in it, Michael Cera's in it, Rebecca Romaine, Jerry O'Connell. I mean, huge comedic talent. Rob Hubel, Sheer. I mean, there's like the biggest comedic talent in the world. And we sat them down with a bottle of Tums and a box of Breathe Rights and said, come up with some funny ideas. And they did, and again, to these guys' credit, they were willing to let these comedic geniuses kind of riff and have fun with the brands, and they shot a bunch of scenes that are hilariously funny, and it works.
Hey, why don't we show them?
Yeah.
I think we should,
Right.
absolutely.
So with that, let's roll the second video.
It is. It's my morning meatballs.
Shut up!
Shut up.
You shut the front door!
I'm playing the game, okay? And I need to build an alliance around me. So I need to use that to my advantage, not to my disadvantage. First, little Tums. I call her the preemptive strike.
Well, that is so smart.
And then?
No. He is innovative.
Today for me is like a fantasy had a baby with a fairy tale. It is a fanty tale.
You really scared me with all that screaming.
Well, because the water burned my hands. It was hot.
Because you have this over here.
But why was it hot? Because it was angry?
No, the water is never angry. Water doesn't have feelings, doesn't have emotions. You know, we have feelings and emotions.
I hit myself up with a couple of Tums.
Tums?
And then I go right into the meatballs.
I'm confused.
Hey man, just be happy I'm talking to you. I had a near-death experience when Lexi poisoned me, and I realized something.
4-point technology.
It made me realize that life is short. Too short to be tied down to the people that you're not into anymore.
Oh, you peel it.
Which is Felicia.
Well, that's nice. 4-point technology.
Here I am. And it feels pretty great. A wise man once said, "Man who runs in front of car get tired." And I think that's true.
When I think about how far I've come, I just can't help but be proud of myself. I've come a long way, baby. 3-pound baby, to be exact. Most people are like 6 pounds or more when they're born.
Nice, 120.
And I've gained like 3 times my initial weight already at the house. And I'm hoping by the end of this, I will have gained Julie as well.
It has been so difficult for me to move on since Blaze left. And there have been some very sleepless nights for me, for sure. But I'm just trying to rely on the strength of the human spirit and breathe right advanced strips, because I could not sleep without them. You have been my rock.
So in addition to the integrations and the placements we saw here, since this is we showed 2 videos since it's a video conference, and now we have to talk about media since it's a media summit. So Kelly, in addition to the integrations and the placements, how else will PhD brands be integrated in or involved with Burning Love, and how will you and your brands measure success?
Well, I think the integration and the product placement, we're almost looking as kind of gravy to the media aspect of this. We negotiated a very big media plan with Yahoo. We own all the content and all the actual advertising around Burning Love. We have a lot of content on the homepage, mail login, all that. And when we really sat down and looked at it and said, how do you make this successful short-term and long-term? And in the short term is what we built into the media plan. So brand studies and social listening studies for every brand. And then we did studies like Catalina studies for Tums and Breathe Right that will actually show a direct sales lift to the content and to the advertising we're doing. That was really important for us, not to just sell in a big idea, but to be able to ground it in some form of reality that the client could actually say it worked, because this is somewhere we want to continue to take the clients, and you really have to give them something tangible to measure and move forward on.
Right, I'm sure you'll probably have some questions after the panel as a follow-up. And Anna, so Yahoo basically has a responsibility of making sure that consumers watch the content. So what are some of the tactics that Yahoo employs to make sure that the audience is there?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's few things more powerful than the Yahoo homepage, obviously. We're able to really mobilize our entire homepage around the show and through a marketing plan around that. But also, we're able to contextualize the program across our network. So we can run the series not just in Yahoo Screen, but we can have it live in Yahoo TV or Yahoo OMG, which is our celebrity site, because we've had all these amazing celebrity cameos, and it's kind of driven some attention that people like Jennifer Aniston did a cameo in the first season. So I think that's something really unique that we sort of bring to the table, and it certainly paid off. I mean, I think in the first season, Burning Love was the top search term coming into Yahoo in June. And we had over 11 million unique viewers of the first season, which really does rival a lot of the most popular shows on cable television. So I think beyond web originals, this is really sort of groundbreaking with the success. And I'd add that I think working closely with Paramount, really activating social media in the right way, taking advantage of the amazing cast we had, and really activating them to help push the program out through social media.
Do you have any further thoughts on that, Amy? I know you and your team treated this like it was a movie.
Yeah, I think to us, whether we're working on Star Trek or Transformers or the biggest budget movies, or a small budget movie like Paranormal Activity, or a web show that might become a television show like Burning Love, it's important to have passion for the project. It's important to have your team really excited and willing to go the extra mile. And I think what was exciting about this project was the entire theatrical marketing team that works on our biggest movies put all of their resources and efforts into making sure this was a success. And with sort of the mutual parties at each company working together, this became a real passion project, and people really went sort of the extra mile as a result.
I'm going to throw you a curveball and ask you a question before I throw into the audience that we didn't talk about, but it did come up, during the breaks. Do you think this is a replicable model?
I think so. I think, to Anna's point about comedy, we think comedy is really playable online. The bite-size sort of social snacking of watching comedic moments online and then sharing them with coworkers or friends is really something that we think is the future of comedy. And we actually have a whole slate of content that we're going to bring with the team at MediaLink to New York in the end of April to debut, much like the cable networks or broadcast channels would look at a slate for their channels. We're looking at the internet as our channel, and the ability to create a diverse slate of content is a priority for us.
And I think also, we're all this is just the first steps into this field, and we're all here pioneers in this field. And as we get more and more experience, and we really see that this can work, and we have advertisers who are willing to kind of go out front and recognize and react very quickly to the space, which is really moving so fast, then more and more marketers will want to be a part of these kinds of experiences.
So Kelly, is preliminary feedback from your brands positive, or what are you hearing?
It's been incredibly positive. So some of the things that we put in place to measure take a little more time. Like Catalina takes several months. But we're running all the units that we're running. We're actually doing interactive units with Innovate, actually. And we're seeing above benchmark average completion rates. We're seeing above benchmark click-throughs. We're seeing people spend more time in the unit and also on the sites themselves, which is kind of unique for a Tums or a Breathe Right. There's not a lot of necessarily content on those sites. So we're literally out of every gate hitting all the benchmarks and plus. So if we were to say 3 weeks in, which is basically where we are, 3.5 weeks in, it's definitely successful. And I would say we would be looking to find that next Burning Love story just based on that information.
Excellent. So I'm going to throw up the questions now. I think the one takeaway, other than it seems like a marriage to play to everyone's strengths, but also don't forget that Burning Love originals premiere every Thursday and Friday on Yahoo Screen. So opening up for questions.
Any questions?
Is it Mike? Do you have a mic?
This is a non-question asking audience.
Okay.
Okay.
Seth again.
All right.
What's the economics? Can you share with us the per minute, revenue you get on the web versus what you would get on television?
No. Paramount actually just got back into the television business, so I can't speak with great knowledge to the economics of the television model, but I can say from the web, we look at all of it as sort of a playground for new production models. So we're able to work with talent while they're on hiatus, and we're able to work with production crews while they're on hiatus and sort of make sure that we're being as efficient as we can with our costs. And then obviously we're working with a distribution partner as well as with advertisers to create an economic model that's favorable.
As you look at this as a test model for new test area for new models, do you see the possibility of either this program or future programs developed in this model moving into cable television?
So season 1 of Burning Love is currently on E! Entertainment television. So yes.
In what format?
It's 22-minute episodes. So what we do is we take the 11-minute episodes that are online, edit them into 22-minute eps, and then sell those as an entire season. And that's something that we'll be moving forward on seasons 2 and 3 with as well. And the goal for all of the content that we develop online is to be able to sew it together to sell as episodic for cable or broadcast.
And Kelly, what's the PhD and your client role on the distribution model? Do you have first rights to that, or?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you could probably speak more to them.
So the brands are baked in. The brands are baked into the content.
For the integration, yeah. So from an integration perspective, we're baked in. You know, the hope is that if there goes to season 4, it'll be another PhD brand piece. But that's kind of where we sit right now, is really just the integrations.
Great. Any other questions?
Actually,
yeah, we have one.
We're just about out of time, actually. We're out of time.
Can we ask one more audience question? Since
sure,
we had none?
Why not?
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Chris Cox from the Hershey Company. As a brand marketer, I was curious, what kind of input did the brands have on the script and the content? And the reason I ask is, when you look at the Breathe Right utilization in there, you could kind of see it was almost, mocking some of the product features, or you could perceive it that way. So I was just curious what kind of controls you have for that type of insight.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And because it's GSK, obviously, there's more rules around it. So I think if you watch the entire episode and or season and you really know that character, it actually is mocking him. It's not mocking the product. He's very bumbling, sweet, but bumbling. And so that's kind of why some of that integration was there. We actually allowed the brand managers sat down and talked to Red Hour and to some of the people very involved in the scripts and gave them an essence of who the brand was and kind of let them know where they'd like to take it. We did not see full scripts. We did not see any pieces like that, but we had about 10 or 11 ideas once the team sat with the products to kind of pick from. And I think, GSK really did show that there was some humor in the product. These are products everybody uses, and so we were trying to kind of refresh them. But it was a really nice collaborative piece, and they were very happy with it.
All right, thank you guys so much. Let's get a big round of applause for these guys.
Thank you.